I'm really excited about the card I'm going to show you today. It's made with the stamp set Elementary Elegance, and it's from the Sale-a-Bration catalog. Remember, with this, you get to choose anything out of this brochure free with a $50 order. So when you order any Stampin' Up! Supplies, as long as they equal $50 or more, you can choose one of these items free, and today I'm going to focus on Elementary Elegance. This is the card that I'm going to show you how to make. And it's a unique color combination. I haven't used these colors together before. It's Lucky Limeade, Pool Party, and Crumb Cake. So let's get started and show you how to make that card. The base of the card is Lucky Limeade. This piece is 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I'm just going to line up the corners here and use my bone folder to get a good crisp fold in the cardstock. And then you notice that there were 3 pieces of designer paper. These are from Everyday Enchantment, and this is another option with a $50 order. This paper is in the Sale-a-Bration brochure as well. So what I'm going to do with this is actually line all of these up. These are 1 inch by 5 inches, by the way. I'm going to line them all up on top of each other, and then to get the little notch that's here on the bottom of each one, you can take a scissor and just go like that and notch in there. Or I'm going to show you a little trick with the 1 inch square punch. I'm going to hold my punch upside down and just line up the corners like this and just pop it out. So now I have the same notch in all 3 pieces with just one quick and easy punch. So let's go ahead and place those on the actual card. I'm going to put adhesive on the back of each one using the Stampin' Up! SNAIL Adhesive, and I'm actually going to start by putting the one in the center. This pattern is what goes in the center. If I line the cardstock up along the base of the ruler here on my scrap paper, I can use this center line to mark the center of my card and place the center designer paper. Then I can add each piece on either side. Put some adhesive on this one and place that on this side. Okay, so the base of the card is ready. The next thing I want to do is create the focal point. This piece of vanilla cardstock is 2.5 by 2.5 inches, and I'm going to use Lucky Limeade ink with this stamp from Elementary Elegance. I'm going to ink it up well by tapping on my ink pad. And then I'm just going to stamp down and up. You can see it's off-center just a little bit, so what I'm going to do is flip that over, ink up again, and try to get it a little more centered this time. There you go. So you always have 2 chances. If you don't like the way the first one looks, flip it over and do it again. While I have this ink out, I'm going to take some Pool Party cardstock and the stamp that comes in the stamp set that says Happy Birthday. Ink that up again on Lucky Limeade and stamp it right here on the Pool Party cardstock. And then I'm going to take the curly label punch, hold it upside down, and center my greeting. And then just squeeze that and pop it out. So now I have that element that's going to fit right inside there for the completed project. The next thing I'm going to do is take Pool Party ink. This is one of Stampin' Up's in colors this year, along with the Lucky Limeade. These are both in colors. I'm going to stamp the little bird that comes with the stamp set, tap it on my ink pad, and then I'm just going to add a few birds around the edges, just to pull in that Pool Party color. Now, before I start actually putting these layers together, this is where I'm going to pull in the color Crumb Cake. And with the Crumb Cake, I'm going to use a sponge dauber. I actually write with a silver Sharpie on each of my daubers, so I remember which colors they are, so that I can use them over and over. I'm going to take that dauber, tap it in the ink, and then just go around the edges of my vanilla cardstock, just to kind of antique it a little bit. And you'll notice on the designer paper, it has that same look around the edges, and that's actually how the designer paper comes. I didn't even sponge or do anything to that. So it's just going to kind of connect those things a little bit more. I'm also going to take this piece, and this I made with one of the dies for the Sizzix Big Shot that we have with Stampin' Up. It's a duo Scallop Square Die, so there's this one as well as a smaller one on the same die. And I'm going to take the same color, this is Crumb Cake Cardstock, and I'm going to use the same Crumb Cake ink and just put some ink around the edges with the sponge dauber of this too. Okay, now we can start assembling the card. So with this, I'm going to put some adhesive on each corner, a little bit in the middle, and attach that to my scallop square. Put more adhesive again just in each corner. You don't need to go around the entire perimeter. It's just not necessary. You waste adhesive, and the adhesive works well enough without doing that. So this gets centered on here. And then the happy birthday, I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals and place those on the back. Peel off the little paper to expose the sticky, and then I'm just going to center that right inside that frame. The last thing I'm going to do is to take some of our new Dazzling Details, and this is like a glitter glue altogether, which is really nice because you don't have a mess when you use this. You just kind of shake it down, and then I just squeeze it gently and guide it with the tip. So I'm just going around the very edge. And I'll just turn the card a little bit to do the other half. And then this will need just a little bit of drying time just to let that Dazzling Details dry. So hopefully you can see that little bit of sparkle in the background. Again, this Elementary Elegance stamp set is free with a $50 order. So if you are interested in getting that free, just go over to my website, place your order online, and this will come to you in about a week. For daily creative inspiration, visit my blog or find me on Facebook at Jody Reinert Stamps.